Muy buenas a todos, Eurofans. Dober Vasca, bienvenidos y bienvenidos a nuestra primera entrevista en nuestra ruta internacional. Como no, no íbamos a pedirnos hablar con el resto de preselecciones. Saludos de Mayera y Betancor aquí en Shufflinmedia. Hoy arrancamos nuestra travesía en el viaje que van a hacer los croatas a Opatia a través del DORA 2025. La comenzamos con alguien que tiene una chance como cantante, tiene un par de ellas como compositora. She have one chance as a singer up twice as a composer here in the DORA 2025 competition. Our first interview of the season, Ananda. Hello, Dobar Dan. How are you
Hi,
doing?
Sebastian. Thank you for having me.
Thanks to you for go with us. How is it going for you?
It's amazing. It's been chaotic because there's three songs in Dora this year that I'm under, but I've
Mm-hmm.
been really grateful. It's been the best kind of chaos there is. So the preparations are going well, but it's a lot of things to do at the same time.
Before starting the questions about Eurovision itself, I want to know about your past. How who is Ananda? How your career was developed.
I would just say Ananda is first of all the biggest Euro fan. I was always a big fan of Eurovision, so that's how my music path started. I started as a really really big fan, and I was watching it always when I was a kid, dreaming of being on stage one day or even in Dora. And this year it gets to be true, so that's amazing. And yeah, I played the guitar and the piano. I mostly do production. My primary music area is songwriting and then singing and everything
Mm-hmm.
else. I've also been a dancer my entire life, so I like to compose everything together. And
Well,
yeah, that's pretty much it.
that's a lot. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, but in the best way, in the best way.
Yes, in the best way. You don't have any just that pressure about this talent. Let's push it in. We saw so many times.
Yeah, I love having a lot of things at the same time, so it's okay.
And why you decide to present but let's start with your song as a singer. Why you decided to apply to Dora?
I didn't want to apply to Dora. It was actually a decision that my team made for me, because I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to actually release the song. I thought it was too personal. But then they started convincing me through the months, and eventually I gave in and I said, okay, let's send it, let's do it. And we sent it and it made through. So that's how it happened.
Is to personal your song as a singer is Lisley Coles.
Mhm.
What is the story and influences behind your song? Let me say your
So
video clip. Let me say your video clip. Maybe your video music video maybe is a clue because it's so amazing and really relatable to the lyrics of your song.
Yeah, thank you. I think it's just a year ago. I was in Sweden with my team. We were writing
Mm-hmm.
another song. And then when I came back from the studio that day, I just started writing and I did a one take of the song. And it stayed like that. I have it in my phone still, that one take from a year ago. And I was just very hurt about a certain situation I was going through. We all go through breakups and everything. And I was
Mm-hmm.
just in my feelings about it, and I wrote it, and it was just very personal. I didn't want to release it. I kept it to myself, and then a friend accidentally heard it, and he convinced me to do it, and then I recorded it this year in Sweden. That's it. So I think Lies Like Cold is mostly about how you go through feelings of losing someone, or perceiving someone as a different kind of person that they really are.
Mm-hmm. So really touchy feeling. I noticed that, and then after being convinced, what did you do when HRT, the Croatian television, called you to tell you that your song
Well, how
was
it
one of the
works, it
participants?
actually, yeah, they don't actually call you. So
Oh,
you realize you made it through the same time as everyone else when they release the list. So they don't
ah,
call you
what,
beforehand to tell you that. Yeah.
what did you do when the list was open and you saw your name in the list?
I was no, the first thing I saw was my name because it was alphabetical. Then I saw Irma, which is another song of mine, and then right like below it was Ivan, and I was like, "What? I don't know who to be happy about first." So I just called Irma and Ivan right away, and I was like, "Congrats!" And they were like, "About what?" I was like, "We're all in Dora." They were like, "What?" So yeah, it was a lot of feelings. So we were like, "No, we aren't. No, one of us made it through. We all made it through somehow," and they were like insane. Yeah, so we all found out at the same time. So yeah.
I cannot imagine that the interchange of WhatsApp between Ivan and Irma.
Oh, the group chats were going crazy. Crazy. It was crazy. There were so many notifications, but it's fine.
How it's working with now talking about the two songs as a composer, Ivan Milis, that maybe we have here also in Shufflin Media in a couple of days. Just wait for it, and also Irma. Uh, how were the process of compose that two songs, and the feelings about you have to compete as a singer with two songs of your, at least part of your own.
Mm, I think it's actually Enigma for Irma was made a couple years ago. That
Mhm,
was actually supposed to be my song for Dora, and then it didn't make it through, which is amazing because she's such a better fit for it. It was
mhm,
originally made for me, but then we decided not to do it and decided to give it to her, and which is was the best decision because we're so proud of her and how she made it through the song. So we just
mhm,
gave it to her and we were like, you know what, send it, you never know. And it made it through. So we were like, oh, that's amazing. And then with
mhm,
Ivan, we met like a year ago or 2 years ago, I don't know. And we got to be really good friends throughout the years. And his birthday was coming up. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to write a song for him for his birthday. And I was like, here you go. I wrote a song for you for your birthday. And he was like, oh, this is fire. I want to take this to Dora. I was like, what? What? I would have made it better. I would have made it much better if you told me you want to go to Dora. He was like, no, no, this is what I want. This is what I want. Send it to the Swedes. And then I was like, okay, let's send it to the Swedes. They were amazed. They were like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And next thing you know, a month later, Ivan and I go to Sweden. We record his song. We record
mhm.
Lies Lay Cold. And I was like, well, I like the song, but I would have made it better if I knew you wanted to go to Dora with it. He's like, no, 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 trust me, it's fine. It's gonna be fine. I hope they make it through, and they made it through. And now I'm seeing he's one of the favorites, which is amazing. So it's insane. Yeah.
It's interesting because not only Ivan is one of the favorites, you as well as as a singer. How you receive the feedback from the Croatian and also internationally about your song.
I've been in touch online wise with a lot of international people that like follow national finals, and
Mhm,
I'm really surprised by such a good feedback, especially from like from out of the country. I
mhm,
think in the country some people are preferred more because of the style or because what they do, and because I'm not a name, I'm new to the scene. This is my debut, so that's completely fine. But I think international people are more open to no name artists or just to the songs in general. But I think feedback from both Croatian and international fans has been really good, and I have nothing to complain about. Even if it wasn't, art is there for people to tear it apart or to love it, so I'm fine with either. I'm just really happy and grateful for it all, really.
And in the beginning, you told me that the way the travesty, the journey through this story is going very chaotic. How is it going? The process of the rehearsals and the things to do before the big week in Opatia.
It's going good. I'm currently under bronchitis. I'm sick, but it's amazing because at least I'm gonna be sick now and not in Dora. So I don't want it to tear me apart completely. And no, I think it's just the tempo and everything that's going. Like I'm not gonna be alone on stage. That's a hint I can give.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna say I'm surrounded with a team of my absolute best friends. They're not like some really high leveled people. Like they're really good at what they do, but they also happen to be one of my closest friends. So that's really special to get to share this experience with them.
Yeah, because it's really fun. It's really fun to do the things with not only professional with people with you have big connections, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If you have the time, what are the opinions about your mates? Obviously, I guess you have big words about you do another songs with Ivan and Irman, but also the other mates competitors in Dora. What are your favorite songs from mates?
I
If you have
really
time, please.
like, yeah, I really like, I'm really good friends with Marco. So we were bopping to Poison Cake before it came out. We were like, ah, this is gonna be so good. I can't wait for it to go out. We were
Mhm,
bopping to it, so definitely Poison Cake. I love EOT. I don't know them
mhm,
personally, but I became a really big fan of the song. Lelek, which the girls are incredible, and the harmonies that they do, I respect it so much. I think Running to the Light is such a nice song. I haven't seen as much hype around it, but it's so beautiful. I love it, and I think she's really sweet. I haven't met her officially, but she just gives this really good energy, and I really like the song. So I would say that. And let me just rewind everything. I think everyone's really talented this year, and I think it's a really strong Dora. So I can't wait for to see everyone on stage. But I think these are just my personal favorites.
I noticed that this really the Dora Stone. I don't know if it's the baby lasagnas effect. As you told me off the record, you are a big Eurovision fan. How you felt to see Croatia in the best position in the history as an independent country?
That was insane because I remember being at the main square in Zagreb with my friends, just like a fangirling. It was like on a big screen streaming and everything. We were like recording it, crying, bawling our eyes out, so proud that even he was second. Like we were just so as if he was like our brother. Like that's what it felt like. Croatia is really really tight when it comes to like patriotism for like cheering for the country or for football or for anything. They're like really
Mhm.
close knit, so it was just a really special feeling. It felt as if he was like our family member, and we were cheering like really hard for him. And in the end, we were proud just that he ended up second. Even if he ended up last, we would have been the proudest country in the world about it. So because we really liked him. So
Yeah, I noticed that proud as a basketball fan with all the teams that you have. What is your favorite Eurovision song? First from Croatia and later from the rest of the countries, if you want.
ooh, I've. Can you give me like a year span just so because I like at least.
At least in my case, I put my limit in 2006. That is my first year about watching Eurovision, being considered about this the festival. So until the year that you start as a fan.
Well, I think I wasn't born then, but what started my Eurovision obsession was my mom singing the Nocturno. I think it was Norway,
Nocturne, yeah.
like
Speaker Garden Nocturne,
1998.
yes.
Yeah, she was singing the violin little riff, and that's how it started. But it really started with I was born 2002. Neither Turkey, but those are the things that every way that I can. Those were the
Hmm.
first songs that I heard, and then I truly got in it with Molitva with Serbia, and then with
Hmm.
Euphoria because that was like the reset for everything. And I started like literally like religiously watching Eurovision.
Hmm.
But I always ended up voting for countries that ended up getting no points, such as 2016 I Stand, Gabriela Gunchikova, Czech
Oh,
Republic. That was
yeah.
a gorgeous song. I remember voting like 15 times for her. I don't know how many times I could have voted, but she ended up getting no points in the finals. I was like so mad about it. I was like, what? That is insane that she got no
Yeah.
points. What? Yeah, and I really like the Telemove, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right,
Portugal,
Portugal, Origo, um Origo, I don't know. And then
yeah.
just some classics. Like I really liked Albina from Croatia because I got to write the first song after Dora, after the Eurovision for her,
Oh, yeah.
with me, not for her. So we were collaborating on that. Albina, I really like obviously Maria Magdalena, which is the classic. It's like
Yes.
the song that's Ivan's favorite. Everyone knows it's Ivan's favorite. He loves her, and I like those underdogs in Eurovision and like
Mhm.
dark horses, but I also respect all the classics and everything. It's really cool.
It's really good. It's really good. Start in 2002 in Spain. We many of the fans started in 2002 because Rosa de España, Euros living a celebration. I don't know if you remember that. Last but not least, besides all that could happen in Opatia in I think it's just a month. I guess it's the finals. Uh, what are your main plans for this 2025 that just started?
I have a lot of songs on the way, a lot of songs already ready, a lot of features ready. It's just a lot of different genres. So I
Hmm.
think what I'm gonna release after Dora is gonna be nothing like this because actually that's one of the songs that was sent along with Lisley Cold. I
Hmm.
actually ended up sending like four of my songs and like Enigma and Monopole. because all of them were ready, and for neither I was sure about. I was like, let's just send everything, and then Leslie called it, ended up passing, and then the
Yeah.
rest of the three I am probably gonna just keep releasing because they're all of them are dancey, very dark pop powery. So I
Mhm.
think it's gonna be a really nice change from Leslie Cold. So yeah.
You are just building your is your main music style, or you are just experimenting with a lot of genres.
I've grown up with a lot of different idols, like musical idols. So I think I would try every single thing. I love, for example, I love listening to metal, but I would never sing metal because that's not what my voice is currently suited for. But I love flamenco. I love Rosalia. She's one of my like biggest inspirations.
Mhm.
I love Mahmoud, Joliet from Sanremo. There's a lot of different Anastasia, Ariana Grande. It's a lot of different genres, but I think that's a good thing because then I get to experiment with all of those. So yeah.
Yeah, and you can as a composer, you can wide the possibilities of make songs for every
Yeah,
genre, I
yeah, I can
guess.
always like choose whatever and just see what I come up with, which yeah, it's very fun.
Ananda, thank you so much for sharing our experience with not only for you for your song as a singer, for the two songs as a composer. The best of luck for all of three, for all the journey
Thank
in
you.
DORA. And let me end this in Spanish. Muchas gracias, Ananda, por estar con nosotros en el día de hoy. ¿Quiere más
Muchas
entrevistas?
gracias.
Denle eso. Denle al botón de suscribirse, al like, no les cuesta nada y por supuesto seguiremos haciendo entrevistas como esta próximamente. Sin tomarme tan corto, saludos de Shufflin. Chao.